Hello, welcome back to Yacht Operations Unlimited. My name is Captain Bill, and I've been working on trying to figure out how I wanted to do this video, probably a series again, and this is going to be boat handling 101. A lot of people get you up there and they show you from the bridge of the boat and operating the controls and the handles, the steering wheel, the throttles, bow thruster, stern thruster. That's all awesome. I want to bring it back to basics. A long time ago, I had a captain told me to get your toy boat in the bathtub and start learning. But I don't think taking a video camera into the bathtub is appropriate, so we're going to try this a little different. I got my toy boat, and I'm going to do it on a whiteboard over here on the side. You see in the lower corner. I'm going to swap screens and see what happens. There is a huge delay in my setup here. I need better equipment, but we'll figure this out eventually. So let's go over to the whiteboard. All right, here we are with our little boat. Don't know what size it is, but there's a huge delay. We'll call this blue line our dock. Over here is all water. This is shore. We don't want to hit it. We got a single engine boat here. And if I turn the wheel to starboard, puts the rudder in this angle here, makes the boat go to starboard. Turn the wheel to port. Water comes off the prop here. So what actually makes the boat turn, let's think about this, is the water moving past the rudder. I mean, if the boat's sitting here in the water, the rudder's sitting there, prop's not turning, weather's not doing anything, we're not going anywhere. There's my huge delay in the screen. Excuse me just a second here. We'll try to get back to the screen here. So our boat's sitting here in the water. We have our wheel turned to port. Makes the rudder go this way a little bit. Nothing's going to happen. We have to literally have water going past the rudder to make something happen. So if we kick the boat in gear forward, the water is going to hit the rudder and go this way. So what that does is it literally turns our boat this way. But it's not like a car. I mean, if it was a car, the rear was stationary and the bow would turn. Okay, that's not what happens with a boat. The rear is what turns. So the water is pushing against the rudder and pushing the boat like this. Now it does pivot because there's a center of mass. It does pivot from here because of the weight, the mass, the keel, and other things involved. So each boat handles a little differently, but she basically will pivot like this. All right. Consequently, if we turn the wheel the other way, she pivots the other direction. Now, what happens when we're going astern? Like I said, we got to have water going past the rudder to make something happen. If we just put the boat in reverse, nothing's going to happen until we get momentum. We get momentum. Now the water is hitting the rudder and getting deflected like this. So as the boat starts backing up, we get the water movement against the rudder, and then she'll start to pivot. Now I hear all you naysayers, no, my boat twists to starboard, my boat twists to port, and blah, 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 blah. Well, true. But what's causing that is not the water going past the rudder. What's causing that is the way your boat is designed. And if you put your regular single screw boat, rotates clockwise. So when you put it in reverse, it rotates counterclockwise. And everybody says my boat backs to port. It means going like this. What's actually happening is the prop is turning, and the water is just generally getting pushed off this side more than this side. And by that fact alone, by sticking your boat in reverse, she pivots a little bit. Now, to counteract that, you turn your wheel to starboard and you stick it in reverse. She'll twist a little bit, but then once you get the momentum going, the water across the rudder takes over and brings you back. That said, kind of confusing. But those are just basics. So let's try to use some of that in the consideration. Here's our dock. Single hand or a single prop boat. And we're going to come into our dock. If we just coasting in neutral at this point, put the boat in reverse and give it a little bit of throttle, the majority of the water is going to come off this side and it's going to make the boat twist until we stop having more forward momentum. And if we turn our wheel to port, she'll start to come backwards onto the dock. Looks great on paper. How does it work in reality? So what we're trying to show here is that you have control of your boat in neutral just using the way the water maneuvers around the boat. As soon as you put it in reverse, you're not moving backwards. You're not using the water going past the rudder. You're using the water being deflected off the bottom of the boat, which was slightly off to the starboard side, which pulls your boat into port, makes your boat twist. Handy. That's how you see some of these guys pull. I mean, all right, let me come back to the other screen here. I'm a firm believer that the amount of damage you do is directly proportional to the speed you're traveling, okay? So go slow as possible with maintaining control. I see these people that come in hot and heavy and they flip their boat in reverse and they punch it and the water comes off and boat twists and lands right on there like they're pro. Well, they've been using that dock, that area, their boat for years, and they're very experienced with it. When you start dealing with boat deliveries or getting on somebody else's boat, every single time it's new. Okay? When you take your boat for the first time and you're going to a different marina, you don't know the currents, the winds, the room inside the marina, the availability of space. So everything's new. Go as slow as possible, maintaining control. Let's go back to the whiteboard. I like playing with my toy boat. So here we are with our toy boat, and we want to come off this dock. Well, there's always more than one way to do it. The biggest thing I see new people doing is they want to go off. Got my delay. They want to go this way. Okay, that's the direction they want to go. So what do? They turn their wheel to starboard, they kick the boat forward, and they drag along the dock like that. Right? Because what happens? The boat pivots. The front is not moving away like a car. The stern is moving in. So all of our fenders drag the dock, we move around, and then finally we get over here, we get going, we straighten our rudder a little bit, and poof, we're off. Works. Is it the best way? I don't think so. Me, personally, I look at a boat, I want to go this way. That's the end goal. That's not what I want to do right now. I'm looking and I look at this area on my boat. I'm away from the dock already. Little bit of room back here, but not too much. So I turn my wheel to port. I bump it in forward. What's that going to do? That's going to make the water go this way. My boat's going to move forward and the back end's going to come out. I'm off the dock. Half of my boat is already clear. I'll center my wheel and I'll go with stern. That pushes the water this way. I come off a little bit more. Now I got a foot or two space. I don't have to hit that dock. Now I turn my wheel to starboard and motor out. And I utilize the space I made here. Does that make sense? Let's hear some comments in our video. This is all things you want to practice on the calm, good day. You don't want to practice this stuff when it's nasty out. Are there other ways we could do this? Our goal is to head this direction. The boat's tied to the dock. Let's hear some comments. We've got a single screw boat. Inboard. I should have specified inboard boat instead of outboard boat. Sometimes you could use a spring line. Okay, I'm going to move the boat off the wall here just for visibility purposes. Once my camera catches up. You could take a line from the dock to the aft part of your boat. And this line here will work as a spring. Have a bunch of fenders out and kick your boat into stern. What this does is it'll bring your boat back and kick the bow out. Once your bow is pointing in the direction in which you want to go, lift your line and head off. This works very good in high wind, pushing you onto the dock. Can we do that the other way as well? Absolutely. Take our spring line from the dock and run to the bow. Make sure we have all our fenders out. And when we hit forward, it will pull the bow into the dock and kick the stern out. At this point, we could hit a stern if we turn our wheel to starboard and hit reverse. Trying to do it. We will start to twist this way a little bit, but once that rudder picks up, she'll pull us off and we can come out this way. But wait a second, Bill. You said the goal was to go that way. Yeah, that's the goal. We could go all the way around in a circle, then go that way. We could get out here and then turn around and go that way. We do all kinds of things. This is the end product. We don't have to be going there right off the bat. Remember, you can take your time to get where you want to go. You don't need to be in a hurry. What other conditions that we could come up with? Say we got a strong current. Current is my favorite assistant. Let me come back here. People worry about their docks and, oh, we got a strong current, no bad winds and all this other stuff. To me, I love current. You can see it on the surface sometimes. You could see things going by so you know about it. When you have the current, use it to your advantage. Mother Nature, the wind, you're not going to fight it. Use it. Let's look at a current scenario. All right, we have our boat, and we're going to have a current coming straight down. Where this is like on a river or something. And we have a current running this way. So all of the water is generally going this way. Doesn't have to be strong current, just a small one. But we want to get off this dock. Well, seeing that we're on shore, the water has a tendency to be literally pushing us in. Okay, because the water, like an airplane wing, it's running faster because the boat is displacing it and it's pushing us to the dock. Can we use this to our advantage? Got to wait for my camera to catch back up again. All right, here we go. If the water is running this way, we don't need our spring line. We could turn our wheel to starboard. The water will run across the rudder, and the boat will just angle off all on its own. We get to where we want to go, straighten our rudder, and go. We could do the same thing the other way. Turn our wheel to port, turn our rudder, and let the current against the rudder push the stern out. It might not do it as well, but it can. We can assist it by putting it in forward, and then we can back out. But by far the most efficient way is turning the wheel to starboard, getting the current or wind on the side of your boat, and let it start to push you out. I did say wind, right? We do the same thing. Say that these blue arrows are now our wind and not current. Okay, this is all wind. I turn my wheel to starboard, what's going to happen? Or to port. Hey, correct myself. I turn my wheel to starboard, what's going to happen? Absolutely nothing. I take my lines off, the wind's going to blow me backwards. If we just sit here, put a line on, and gently touch it in gear and get our bow out, once the wind is hitting the side of the boat, it's going to push us this way. Kick it in forward, and away we go. There's a maneuver called a back and fill. We're in a very tight area. See, this is all concrete wall. And we're in this little area here. And we got to turn around. Say we're coming in. If we just stop, put the boat into reverse and come to a stop, because of our boat backing to port and water generally coming off the starboard side over here, the boat's going to twist. Use this to our advantage, and we're going to turn the boat to starboard because she wants to back to port. We'll turn our wheel and we'll kick it in forward, and she'll start to turn. As it's going, we're going to get momentum, right? We're getting to this wall. We can't go any further. We got to stop. So we hit reverse. As we hit reverse, water is going to go off to the side. We're going to back up like this until we get momentum. And then she's going to come this way. So the key is not to touch the wheel. Keep it hard over to starboard and don't get backward momentum. So once we hit reverse, she starts to get backward momentum will turn us, then we hit forward again and we'll kick it forward. We hit reverse, she'll twist a little bit to port, hit forward, and out we come. Back and fill. You're backing into the area you were, and then you're filling it back up with water, something to that effect. We'll go over it again. We're coming in. Close quarters, single screw boat. We have to turn around. We know the boat backs to port. We're going to use that to our advantage. We'll come in. We'll hit reverse. Water will come off the side of the boat. She'll stop and start to twist. Once she starts to maneuver the other direction because of water going past the rudder, we stop. Hit forward. Get momentum. She comes around. Hit reverse. She fills in. Hit forward. Hit reverse. Hit forward. Hit reverse. And out we go. I hope that was good. I'll re-look at this video. Let me come back here. I'll re-look at this video. I'm having a lot of delay issues with my camera and the whiteboard. I hope it works. And I'll take some time and try to build a twin screw boat next. See how that works, right? Maybe I'll go to the store, break down and buy a toy boat, or somebody could send me one. If you like this, you find it informational, please make comments and share. I really do appreciate it. All right, everybody, yeah, I'll have a great day and see you out on the water. Be safe.